Welcome to 5 Year Club video number 52. I didn't know what to do for this video, and I struggled with that for quite a while, but I decided I really wanted to kind of show off some of the analytical work I've done before and kind of clue people in on the way that I consider certain things, and maybe that'll help you consider it yourself. And the thing I finally settled on was how I went about evaluating car purchase quite a few years ago. This is from 2008. And what I wanted to understand what was the lifetime cost of car ownership, or kind of equivalently, when I bought a car, how many years would it last me and how much would it cost me per year. So I wanted a more complete picture of the cost of a vehicle. So I did two things. The first thing I did was on Craigslist, just wrote down all of the cars for sale that I could find on Craigslist at that time. And I wrote down I think they were all Hondas or Civics. Yeah. So I wrote down what the approximate miles per gallon, the model year, the current mileage on the car, the price that people were asking for it. And then what I did is I said that the cars would blow up at 200,000 miles. And so I wouldn't consider really any cars above 200,000 miles. And then, it's just a matter of kind of dividing let's see, cost per year. What's my formula here? Yeah, it's just it's just basically dividing the price by the remaining miles on the car to kind of get a more normalized view of that. And what this allows you to do is, when you input all of this, wow, I really input a lot of those. When you input all this information onto a spreadsheet, what it lets you do is for any new car that you see, you can quickly kind of give it a context for what its lifetime cost is compared to the rest of the market. So if you notice one that's like relatively low, you're like, this is a pretty good deal. I should probably move on this. Or if it's high, you can say, this is no big deal. It's easy for me to find cars that, have this kind of remaining lifetime miles per cost, or however you want to phrase it. So that's one way that I did it. And a different way that I did it was I looked at new cars. And since new cars have, their full lifetime ahead, that's going to be the same for all the cars. And what you might want to compare there is, the number of times you're going to have to refuel it, how much money it's going to cost to refuel, the miles per gallon, how much it's going to cost to drive, all that type of thing. And so that'll really show you kind of, when you buy a hybrid, are you really going to save money on gas, or are you just paying more money for that fancy lithium battery technology? And so, yeah, we got like the Accords down here with the bigger engines. Of course, they're going to cost more. I was only looking at like the cars. I wasn't looking at like CRXs or SUVs really. And then, of course, the Fit is down here, which is they're more affordable than smaller model. And the point of this is not to say like, here is the absolute cheapest car you can possibly buy. The point is just to be honest with yourself about what you're buying and how much it's going to cost, and how much it's going to cost relative to if you bought something cheaper. So you can see that in this total cost, like the $40,000 range for the nicer Fit. And even throughout these different like Civics, it's like 40,000. We're creeping up here. And let's see, what is this? Those are all Accords. And I ended up getting like the lowest Civic Si, and I paid something really close to the invoice price because I went for the 2008 model year instead of the 2009 model year. So, yeah, my car is not the cheapest car to drive, and wasn't the cheapest car on the list. I love my car. I am very aware of the price of gas with it, so I try all these, kind of tricks in terms of only fill up with $20 at a time, so I'm not hauling around all that extra gas everywhere. I gotta say, really though, in terms of decreasing the cost of a vehicle, number one, if you buy new, you're gonna pay this new premium. So, number one, if you're gonna save on car cost, look at a used vehicle, not a new vehicle. Second thing is stop driving so much. Arrange your life so you're driving fewer miles to work and back. And that's going to cut your car costs. And it has nothing to do with the car, exactly. It's just kind of a lifestyle thing. And you can also decrease your insurance cost if you kind of write down on your insurance that you're actually not going to be driving that often. So, yeah, that's it. Consider the lifetime cost of your purchases, especially when you're making big ones like a car or a home. And, learn some Excel. It's a good lifelong skill. And it doesn't mean that, you pick the absolute cheapest thing over the long run. It just means that you really want to feel the impact of any purchase that you make that's going to have a higher lifetime cost so that you kind of feel a little guilty and cut back in some other parts of your life. That's how you're going to hit your magic number. Okie doke, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps you make wiser decisions about large purchases like a car and get more nerdy and make big, colorful spreadsheets. Have a fabulous evening.